Hey guys, welcome back to Dip Switch Demos. My name is Jackson and today we are checking out the Boss EQ-200. The EQ-200 is from the new 200 range of pedals from Boss, which it kind of features this smaller enclosure, new design, but still got the 2-foot switches. Also in the range are a drive, a delay and a modulation, all really feature-rich pedals with a few really nice tricks hidden up their sleeve. Today we're going to focus on the EQ-200. Essentially, an EQ's job is to sound like nothing in a way. It's basically completely transparent, but gives you the tools to change your tone completely and really fine-tune what you hear. I think I've actually come to the conclusion that an EQ, and this one in particular because it's got some really cool features, is probably the most useful and versatile pedal that you can put on your board. I've integrated this one into my own rig and it's kind of become almost like a secret ingredient. I can change the tone of my amp, I can change the tone of my guitar, I can boost other pedals, so many different uses. So what do we have with the EQ-200? We have 10 bands of EQ. Each band has 15 dB plus or minus boost and cut, so really fine tune your sound. Stereo ins and outs on the top for basically 2 channels of EQ. This is a dual EQ pedal. Essentially there's a few different signal path options, so you can run 2 separate EQs to suit 2 separate signal paths, so 2 separate amps. There's also a really cool feature here as well, which is the way I'm using it, that I'll get onto in a second. 4 onboard presets, MIDI capability, so you can add loads more presets to that, and also expression pedal input for changing things on the fly. Customizable foot switches as well, so as stock these come as like an on-off bypass and a memory cycle through your presets, but you can change completely what these 2 foot switches do. So the way I'm using this in my rig, so I'm using the stereo ins and outs as basically a giant loop for all my drive pedals. So basically this gives me the option of having an EQ before or after my drive section. A few more things you can do with an EQ. Obviously the list is pretty much endless, but you can drastically change the sound of your amp. Like I'm doing it more subtly because my amp is already kind of Fendery, but essentially you can really scoop the mids if you're, say, using a British style amp, really scoop those mids, make it sound more California. Also, if you're using a lot of gain, use that smiley face thing again, scoop all those mids. You can also get rid of unwanted frequencies, or kind of, probably a better way of saying that is tailoring the sound to the room that you're in or the environment. I know probably a lot of you guys have been to club gigs and things like that, and your rig just doesn't sound the way it usually does, and that's because of the room. So you can really find those nasty frequencies that are resonating in the room and get rid of them or fix them essentially. The simplest way of using it is having the EQ set flat and simply using the level as a boost. Use it as a really transparent clean boost. One of my favourite uses of a EQ pedal as well is making your guitar sound like an old radio. So basically you dump all the frequencies apart from a couple in the upper mids and high. So say we did maybe something like that. Basically you get the sound, basically it just sounds lo-fi, sounds like an old radio, and it's such a cool effect and really useful, and you could pay a lot of money for a pedal that does that job just by itself, and all it's really doing is just an EQ. So I think what we'll do in this demo is go through the way I'm using it. So like I said, the channel A and B, before and after gain. We'll go through those settings, and then I'll go through some other things that you can do with EQ with some other drive pedals and things like that. I will be using my Music Man St. Vincent, which is just in the back if you can see it, brand new guitar, probably the first video using that guitar, so that's really cool. So yeah, we're going to be using the St. Vincent into the Victory V40, set up really pretty clean with a little bit of reverb, and like I said, yeah, with the rest of my pedal board on there as well. Thanks guys for checking out the video. If you like what you saw, please subscribe and maybe check some other videos out, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers guys.